Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us so we can present a little bit more about what makes us different. I'll go through a basic explanation there. And then Kyle, our COO, will actually show you some of the back end, some of the software, and how it actually works in real life. And then Jose will close it out as a 28-year veteran of the mortgage industry, putting it in a more traditional sense of how this comes together to close loans. So let me start by sharing my screen. Hopefully most of you have checked out this page before, but let me explain a little bit more about what we mean. Obviously, we're a little bit different. So myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing and technology background. So we've spent millions of dollars on leads, generating leads for all kinds of different companies and pushing that through our software. So again, our platform is based on leads, powered by our proprietary mortgage software setup, which is CRM, POS, LOS, all built in together. And of course, we have the AI built in as well. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the details. Let's talk about what makes us different. As I mentioned, we are non-delegated correspondent with a little bit of a different twist. We're not your traditional bankers. We want to make sure that we give you guys the technology to scale your business instantly. So whatever you're doing is obviously working for you. Or if you're new, no problem, you can plug into an amazing system. But whether that's company leads or self-generated leads, we want to make sure that you guys have a platform to generate more leads from what you're already doing. So how does that work? First off, as I mentioned a couple times, we are non-delegated correspondent. That is our business model. That's because we built this team in all the different models there is. We started as a large team at an FDIC bank, done a very large team broker, non-del branch, delegated branch, and now we found that non-delegated correspondent is the best of all the channels. And we're currently approved with over 120 lenders and investors. And that's because we can do broker or correspondent, whatever is best for our borrowers. Now, typically that's going to be a correspondent option where we are the lender, where we have over 5,000 loan programs where we're the lender with our 34 correspondent investors, and we fund those loans with our own money. That's always going to be the best rates and pricing because correspondent pricing, even at the same exact program for the same exact program, same exact lender, is going to beat the broker pricing because we're funding the loans with our own money, our own law firm, doing all the legal stuff, taking all that extra risk, and therefore getting better rates. Now, if there's a reason where we can't fund the loan with our own money, no problem. We have over 110 wholesale lenders for specialty loans that fall outside the box or that we might not be able to do. So what that means for you guys, we have every loan program imaginable: VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, that kind of stuff we all fund in-house typically. Then once we go outside the box, commercial, fix and flip, mixed use, CDFI, SBA, and all the stuff that's a little bit outside the norm, those would typically be brokered. What's most important is we do what's best for our borrowers. And we have our AI built in. We call our AI assistant Calvin the loan officer assistant. He's going to be sending you emails and tips. Kyle will show you a couple of ways he is plugged into the system, but he's going to help you close those loans every step of the way. Now, how do we execute this? Again, we have our own technology. We've built every line of code for what you're about to see, and it all starts with our website. So if you're looking at our website, everybody gets our own website. That is where everything starts off. It is built in with the AI, POS, CRM, and LOS. Again, built for us by us. What that really means for you guys: one login for you, one login for your customer. No matter which one of our 120 plus banks or outlets we use, you and your customer are in one spot and get one experience. So we have our instant rate quotes whenever we're the lender with our 5,000 plus loan programs where we can instantly quote them and automatically re-quote them as rates rise and fall, which is pretty crazy right now as rates are going up and down daily. And our system allows prospects to instantly flow from just a basic name, email, phone number to pulling their own live rates, completing their own 1003, pulling their own credit. Those liabilities all get synced into our Encompass-based platform. But the best part is you don't have to log into Encompass or anywhere else really. We have 50 plus API integrations where it's just a click of a button. So Encompass based system, typically standard for any lender, but again, you don't have to log in. You can use the CRM and operate all of Encompass. Same thing with Optimal Blue. Industry standard for pricing, but you don't need to log in or anything. You click a button, all the pricing pops up. Meridian link for credit, account check, VOA, VOI, VOE. Appraisal works, 5 AMCs, click of a button. You get the point here. Everything is integrated with the click of a button. No extra logins or steps needed. And another cool thing we can do is capture leads from our website users with no form required. Definitely something unique that we can do. to let you guys know if some of your maybe family, friends, customers are back in market and maybe didn't actually fill out a form. We also have the ability to plug into our instant business cards and flyers. So pull up your picture, connect it, and it will automatically make all those for you. And we can automatically post those to social media for you with your lead generating link. We also have our AI built in with our Calvin Dual Oz AI. So a lot of platforms have Dual Oz. That's awesome. Ours takes it a step further with running it through our Calvin AI analysis to see which may be best for your borrower. And to top it all off, of course, we have development staff. Since we've written every line of code here to add new features, we pretty much add a new feature every week. And we love to have you guys participate. And one of the final things we always want to go over in all the different models, we found that being a remote-based company, a lot of training and support is lacking. So we want to make sure, even though we're remote-based, we have all the tools at the tips of your fingers at all times. So we have our remote-based learning center, classroom style, where you can get in there anytime, 365 days a year, 24/7. And also our daily live trainings, which we do every single day. So log in and get the courses, upgrade anytime, take new courses anytime, and plug in anytime during the day or watch our past podcast style daily rate shows we just got off of this morning. We do weekly sales trainings to get you guys pumped up on different ways to increase your sales. And we also do our weekly loan officer trainings, more of how to structure loans, conditions, things like that. Those are amazing. We also have our Zoom support where we have our processors in the Zoom room. Since we're remote, we still want to get face to face. They can take over your screen, click your buttons, and help you do whatever you need to do. And since we have hundreds of partners, we have all kinds of articles. So not just from us, but thousands of articles and videos from our partners as well, for all kinds of different tips, tricks, guidelines, matrices, classes, courses, resources, all kinds of different things you can search at the click of a button. And for the AI, we have our Calvin Compliance AI program with all the federal regulations and states that we're licensed in, so you can get some quick compliance guidance very quickly with our Calvin AI. Now, a couple things that don't fit in some of the other categories that we always want to touch on. We love our DSCR business purpose loans. We can do those in 44 total states, so you can expand your license without necessarily having to get new licenses. We have all kinds of different ways leads come in. Kyle will show you that here in a minute. It's a very simple 50-50 split, no matter which plan you're on. And again, we want to automate your lead generation at scale. So you can plug in, set it and forget it. You can set up your own lead campaigns if you don't have them, or if you already do have them, you can import those with our webhook. We also have a cool feature where you can click a button anytime to refer a deal to your team. If you have a conflict of interest, maybe you don't know how to do that loan type, maybe you're not licensed in that state, very simply click that refer button. You can still earn 75 basis points, referring your customer, maybe your family, maybe your friend, to another teammate and helping them close a deal, still making great commission. We also have an instant payroll feature available. Of course, we're a lender, so payroll is delayed when we're funding those loans sometimes if you're on the broker scale where you get paid almost instantly, but we do have that instant payroll option. And since we're remote based, we still want to meet everybody face to face. We have our annual VIP retreat here in Miami. Still want to get everybody here. Anybody that's closing loans on the team gets a free hotel room and can come on the yacht and all the great stuff that comes with that. And here's a replay of the video. If you guys drop off, feel free to watch a replay. Let's get into our compensation plans. Oops. Zoom out a touch so it fits on the screen. All right. So first off, everybody wants to obviously upgrade to the best plan here, the senior loan officer plan. So we'll talk about this first. 225 basis points. That's on conventional non-QM. That's 2.25% commission for those that may not be familiar. And again, simple 50-50 split. So any company leads, 112.5 basis points for any conventional leads, company leads for conventional non-QM. Now, our senior loan officers obviously get all the features that everybody gets, but the best part is they get to receive those referral leads from their team. So those referral leads will go to the senior loan officers if they maybe don't have the license, maybe don't know how to do that loan. So those aren't just leads, those are referrals from your teammates, and they come with a teammate to help you out. And of course, all of our seniors have unlimited access to all the different ways the leads come in. Kyle will show you here in a minute. And our seniors can upgrade to get a bonus, 25 basis point bonus for any volume over 2 million. So if you're rocking and rolling, again, we want to build a system that you can plug into. If you already have a great business, no problem. We want to get as much comp back to you as we can. And for those of you who like to teach, you can upgrade to a team leader, help teach and structure files for your teammates, and earn 25 basis points on those loans for helping structure and disclose those files. Because we do broker and correspondent, it is very challenging to know both channels. So once you get the hang of it, you can help teach others how to get the hang of it. Now, to be a senior loan officer, you have to have experience, obviously. Not a lot of places allow you to do broker and correspondent, wear both hats on the same day at the same time. So you need to have experience, hopefully in both channels. So hopefully you have some good experience there and can pass all the courses to upgrade. Now, if you don't have that experience, or maybe just getting back in the business, no problem. You can start as a loan officer, get a few loans under your belt with our system here. Still make great commission, 150 basis points on conventional non-QM. That's 1.5%. And for company leads, that's 75 basis points or 0.75%. Now, all of our loan officers have access to all of our channels we mentioned, non-del and broker. They have the instant website that you're looking at here, have the AI integration with our Calvin AI loan officer assistant, all kinds of different leads Kyle will show you here in a second. You can obviously click the button anytime you're uncomfortable or maybe conflict of interest, as we said before, still make 75 basis points working with your teammates. And we're licensed in 23 states for primary second homes, and that means you can do 21 additional states for our business purpose DSCR. So once you're ready to upgrade, you just have to take the course and obviously qualify to senior loan officer. So start here. If you're not ready, upgrade here anytime with the course, or if you're experienced, feel free to sign up directly as a senior loan officer. But that's how the plans work. Let's go ahead and pass it over to Kyle, who will show some of the back end and some of how these systems actually operate.
All right, thank you. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we will get into it here. So just a real quick demo of the back end. So just like any other CRM here, obviously you can take your notes and send your emails and texts and it keeps track of them here. But you can also click this button to have our AI assistant compose your emails and texts for you and send them for you, which is pretty cool. And of course, people can set the follow-up tasks and you can put people on drip campaigns, action plans to email them and text them from you automatically over time, all that kind of good stuff that any other CRM is going to do. But what really starts to set our system apart here is our quoting system. So right here with our quoting system, within 2 minutes, without pulling credit, you can just get a couple pieces of info from the client. You can click one button here to pull the rates from all of our different investors. And within 2 minutes, you can send the client a nice, pretty quote that looks like this, where you give them your rate choices, where they can scroll over these things to see what they mean here. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, has the proposed loan info here, as well as the automatic breakdown of the taxes, insurance, the lender fees, has you as the loan originator. And you can also tag your realtors on this as well, and they can be attached to the quotes as well. So, the realtor partners, they really love this, right? Because they know you can send their client a quote within minutes and you can also attach them to it. Now, the coolest part about all this is that when your customer's ready, they can just click Start My Loan Application right here. And what it does is it takes them right to their borrower portal. So let me show you what that looks like here on their end, where they start their loan application right here. They fill out the whole 1003 in our system. They never have to leave the page. It's going to ask them for the required documents here. They can see their loan info. They can see the milestone of where their loan is at, which of course automatically updates as you go through your milestones, right? And they can see, communicate with you through here as well. So this is their borrower portal on their end. Now, once they've submitted their application, let me show you what it looks like here on your end. So notice this bar is green here. That means 100% complete. So this means they've submitted their application. And what happens is when they submit their application, we instantly pull credit and we pay for it up front. So the client doesn't have to pay for it. It's very frictionless. They submit their application, agree to the credit pull. We pull credit instantly and automatically. So what happens here is once the application is submitted, when you click our Encompass API here and it pulls up, again, as Nick said, it's Encompass based, but using it all here in our system. And when you pull this up, all the info from the 1003 is already in here. The credit is already pulled and it's in here. The liabilities are already in here. So everything is in here already ready to go for you. Now, as Nick was talking about earlier, we have the dual Oz here. So we can click one button to run automated underwriting for Fannie and Freddie at the same time. And then our AI Calvin actually does an analysis of it for you. And so that is pretty cool there. So what happens is, as you go through the loan process here, you're also going to get your conditions right here on this same screen. So if we scroll down, you'll get the conditions. whether it's you or your processor. You can, upload documents to fulfill them, or you could dispute the conditions and kick them back to the underwriter. So everything is right here at your fingertips. And this is how we take someone from being just a name, email, phone number to communicating with them in the CRM, to quoting them in the CRM, and accepting their application, gathering their documents, and originating the actual loan and Encompass, all the way from start to finish with one login for you and one login for your client. So now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place. So first and foremost, we have our leads that come in from our ad campaigns. So when we're running ad campaigns, what happens is a lead comes in and you instantly get a text message. So you can click that link and claim that lead and call that lead instantly. We always call every lead within the first minute. Now, what this looks like here is I'm going to show you a little screenshot here. This is just for my test account from a couple hours this morning. And you can see here, the texts are coming in for national DSCR leads, some business purpose DSCR leads, some regular general mortgage requests here. And so this is going to be what's happening on your phone every day, right? This is over the course of a couple of hours there. So that's the first and foremost way that our leads are going to come in for you. Now, another way that we provide you leads is through our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer, just like any other auto dialer, excuse me, any other auto dialer. You can call 300-400 people in a day. There's a button you can press that drops an automated text and email to the client from you. So you can move right on to the next call and drop that text and email. And we provide you the leads in here to call. So notice there's always thousands of leads in here. And even if the leads were to run out, we have cold call lists in here. We have lists of realtors to call in here. So there's always thousands of calls for you to make of opted-in leads, leads that haven't been contacted yet, or even cold calls or realtor calls. So there's always calls to make in the auto dialer there. Now, another way that you can work leads here in our system is by getting your own ad campaign. So how this works is, obviously, we're going to be giving you leads at no cost up front on a 50-50 split. As Nick said earlier, you're going to be receiving those all day, every day from us. However, if you want to get your own campaign, we can copy the same campaign that we run, put your budget on it. Those leads go to you at no lead split, right? So we'll give you leads every day, but if you want to boost your pipeline even more and you want to boost your pipeline without the 50-50 split on those deals, you're always welcome to have us run your own campaign for you, which again, we're just copying the campaigns that we've proven out and putting your budget on it. Now, another way to work leads here in our system is if you're already buying leads from anywhere else, in maybe Zillow or Free Rate Update or Lending Tree, right? If you're buying leads from anywhere else already, great, we can bring them into our system instantly and automatically using the webhook here that we give you. So as soon as the lead comes in from, say Free Rate Update, you get notified by our system. It's already in our CRM, so you can call them and quote them and do all of that. So if you're already getting leads from other third-party sources, super easy, bring them into our system instantly and automatically like any other lead, right? So those are the ways that you can work leads in our system. Now, what I'm going to do here is go ahead and turn it over to Jose. As Nick said, Jose has been a loan officer and a realtor for 28 years. So we'll have Jose talk about how this kind of all comes together to actually close loans, and then we will open it up to questions. So go ahead, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So been 28 in September, going to be 29 years in the biz. But when we got together to start this project out, I really hadn't been working leads, nor had I been licensed in as many states and have as big of a lending footprint as I do now, nor did I have access to all of the products that I have now. I had limited access to non-QM and really not working any leads, and did not have all of this cool technology that we have here at the Mortgage Calculator, all included, by the way. So definitely when I got on board with the project, this technology and leads did help increase my production. It came about right about the time of the pandemic, so we really took off running, and I definitely ramped up the production. So what you all obviously are going to wonder is there's a lot, great technology, great leads, but what you need to do is you're going to need the support to be able to connect all the dots, connect the dots of the technology and connect the dots just of all of the over 5,000 program configurations that we have here at the Mortgage Calculator. So you did see where they mentioned all the tech and the support, like the Zoom room, where I'm in there, by the way, from 2 to 6 giving live structure support. And we also have our in-house processors that are in the Zoom room also to assist with basic stuff. The structure would be more up to me or your team leaders, because to give you an idea of the workflow on the tech, you send the quote out, the customer then accepts your quote, starts their loan application, submits their loan application. You get an email as soon as they start their loan application, which, that is when they create their portal. You also get an email when the loan application is submitted, as does your team leader get that email, as do we at management also get that email. And we are pretty quick to be replying and giving you some pointers to get you started getting off on the correct trajectory, because within 24 hours or less, hopefully, you're going to be meeting with your team leader to go over the structure on your new loan application that you just received. And then if it's a triggered file, then within 3 days or less, you'll be meeting with your team leader again to get that file disclosed. If it's an in-house file where we're the lender, or reviewed and your disclosure approved if it's a brokered file. So you can then go to the lender's portal and get that file disclosed. And then that's where the magic happens here at the Mortgage Calculator. On our non-del files, soon as the borrower signs and you sign, right? Non-del file is where we're the lender. Then that file gets assigned to a processor. Intake also takes over the file, and they register your file on the portal that you chose to have it submitted. And then they submit the file to underwriting for you as well. As soon as the approval comes back, your processor grabs the approval, syncs up the conditions to the CRM, and then you're alerted that you have your new approval. And then you're going to work together with your processor, with your team leader, to clear the conditions. Then it goes to our closing department, who will send out that CD for you, and then our closing attorneys that will prepare the package, approve everything, and then we send everything out for a happy closing. On the non-del files, we do have in-house processing that's included. I believe it's a $4.95 fee, very reasonable considering non-QM processing out there can be as expensive as $1,200 per file. On the broker side, you do have the option to self-process if you want to save your customer some money, or use third-party processing. Just make sure to disclose that additional third-party processing fee when you're disclosing the file, because the borrower pays for that third-party processing, which is why we give you the option on brokered files if you want to self-process to save that $700, $800, $900, maybe up to $1,200 fee to your borrower, and that may be what puts you over the edge to get the deal. So how does all of this structure support and technical support assist you at the Mortgage Calculator get started in the very beginning? Well, I'm going to give you a prime example. We have one of our MLOs. She picked up a lead. It was her own lead, by the way, from her own paid lead campaign. Picked up a lead, and it had a couple of challenges to it. It was an investor. He had already been denied with another lender. They tried to force the square peg through the round hole and tried to go full doc. So when I met with the MLO, we reviewed tax returns, we reviewed bank statements, because she thought, well, okay, well, maybe we'll go bank statement. But large deposits that we confirmed with the borrower were not going to be able to be verified, which was making up most of the income. So profit and loss definitely was the solution, perfect solution for that situation. We confirmed with the borrower that he did have an accountant that could assist him with all the required documentations. And at the last minute, the borrower threw in, hey, by the way, I want to use my appraisal that I already have paid for and that already came in at value. So we were able to get the appraisal transferred as well. So 3 weeks and 2 days later, and after multiple structure meetings, I think we may have met like 4 times on this file in general. This file closed, was $1,056,000. It was her first closed loan with the company, and it was a nice little chunk of change considering she made 1.5%. So you do the math. Pretty good deal there. So at the Mortgage Calculator, we definitely strive to not have our new MLOs spinning their wheels. We have plenty of training, plenty of support, and plenty of opportunities with all the leads that you're going to be getting to get yourself jump started and hopefully be closing your first deal within the first 30 to 45 days. So looking forward to having you all on board and in my Zoom live support.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Jose. Okay, what we're going to do here is I'm going to go over the next steps here, and then we will open it up to questions. Let me go ahead and share my screen to go over the next steps for when you are ready to move forward here. So Nick will go ahead and drop the link in the chat for me to go ahead and sign up when you are ready. And what you're seeing here is that's the link, the mortgagecalculator.com/join, really simple. Now, as Nick was saying, as a senior loan officer, if you're experienced, you can come on as a senior loan officer. So you would apply for the plan that's applicable to you. A senior loan officer would be somebody that's an active loan officer closing loans. So how we measure that is that you've closed at least 6 loans in the last 12 months, right? So an active producing loan officer, much easier to plug right into our system, right? And so you can come right on board as a senior loan officer. Now, if you're not currently active closing loans, maybe you're getting back into the business, maybe you're brand new, whatever the case may be, you would come on as a loan officer. And once you're actually at the point where you've closed 6 loans in the last 12 months, we can upgrade you to a senior loan officer. So that's how that works. So you're going to apply for the plan that's applicable to you. Now, what's going to happen, you're going to enter your information, and then it's going to take you right to sign the compensation agreement to join. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. Don't worry. It's going to email you a copy as well. So take your time. But once you do sign that initial compensation agreement, that's what kicks off all of the next steps. We're going to reach out to get your documentation, to sponsor your license, all that kind of good stuff so we can get you going. So go ahead and go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join, apply for the plans that's applicable. And when you do sign that initial compensation agreement, we will reach out with all of the next steps. So with that being said, Nick, you can go ahead and stop recording and we will go ahead and open it up to questions.